Father-in-law Kaido's monster cells create the strongest beasts. 261. The excitement of Vegapunk, the great random door, God's creation. Hey, old man, what are you talking about? Not only Liu Oxing was surprised, even Lilith, who is one of Vegapunk clones, yelled, you actually want to rely on this guy? Where is your pride of being the world's #1 scientist? It's really embarrassing to my mother. Hey, don't say that. Vegapunk touched his apple head and said, this old man is no longer the #1 scientist in the world. Compared with the technology of Master Liu Oxing, the butcher's level is not worth mentioning at all. Lilith said angrily, even if this is the case, you can't just admit cowardly like this. I don't want to lose face. It is obviously the same person, but they are arguing and bickering with each other. Is this considered a kind of schizophrenia? Not 030 is a bit funny. Liu Oxing had no choice but to speak. Mr. Vegapunk, you don't have to be so arrogant. I also admire some of your inventions, especially dividing yourself into 6 clones. Strictly speaking, our 2 scientific and technological research directions are actually different, and we cannot generalize them. Each has its own strengths. Vegapunk was taken aback when he heard that. Immediately afterwards, he suddenly let out a long sigh, and said with emotion, I thought that a young and promising hero like Liu Oxing would be very young and energetic, but I didn't expect to be so humble, which really made me even more ashamed. Yes, Liu Oxing's words just now sound like humble words, and they are very modest. What does it mean that research directions are different and cannot be generalized? Obviously, Liu Oxing can invent what Vegapunk is researching, and cannot continue to improve it, but for those magical things created by Liu Oxing, it is difficult for Vegapunk to even understand the principle. The technological level of the 2 is not at the same level at all. Liu Oxing smiled silently. Originally, the purpose of his coming here, on the one hand, meet this legendary Vegapunk, on the other hand, it is to erase it. By the way, the premise is of course that the other party will still be the lackey of the world government. Unexpectedly, as soon as they met, Vegapunk expressed his willingness to surrender. Of course, Liu Oxing followed suit, changed his mind, and prepared to take Vegapunk for his own use. After all, Vegapunk's mind, second only to him, is unique. If there is Vegapunk as a deputy in the future, Liu Oxing's future work tasks will definitely be greatly reduced. There are even some things that don't need to be done by yourself. Therefore, Liu Oxing's attitude towards Vegapunk can be called mild. Liu Oxing smiled and said, may I ask a question? Mr. Vegapunk clearly knows my position. Why would he still express his willingness to seek refuge? Isn't he afraid of being hunted down by the world government? The 100 Beasts group that Liu Oxing belongs to is now in the same situation as the world government. In the foreseeable future, there will be a huge war that will shake the world. Vegapunk's choice to join Liu Oxing is equivalent to joining the camp of the 100 Beasts. In the future, the world government will definitely take unrelenting measures against its people. Vegapunk showed a helpless expression on his face, and said, sooner or later, the world government will take action against this old man. Oh? Vegapunk explains, Lord Liu Oxing should know about the Ohara incident more than 20 years ago. At that time, the books left by the Ohara scholars were not destroyed, but were smuggled to Elbaf, the kingdom of giants. The old man has read all these books, and almost learned the truth of 100 years of blankness. And through so many years of research, it is almost close to some secrets of the ancient kingdom. World government, 5 elders, it is impossible to let this old man go. Liu Oxing nodded and said, I see. Books of Ohara scholars were shipped to Elbaf. The one who did this was Sol, who was frozen by Aokiji, the savior of Nico Robin's childhood, and he did not die. In addition, there is also the revolutionary monkey Dorag behind the scenes. The relationship between Vegapunk and Drago also has a long history. Mr. Vegapunk is indeed very intelligent, and he has seen through the piercing nature of the world government long ago. Then I don't have to hide it from you. According to my information, the person sent by the world government to kill you is already on his way. Vegapunk was taken aback. The killer is already on the way? 5 elders trying to get his hands on him so soon? A sense of joy welled up in my heart. Fortunately, you chose to join Liu Oxing decisively. Otherwise, even if Liu Oxing didn't kill him, he definitely wouldn't survive today. Because Vegapunk can be sure that the person 5 elders sent to kill him is definitely a first-class powerhouse. It is a wise move to take refuge with Liu Crossing. And judging from the fact that Liu Oxing knew that the 5 elders sent killers, Liu Oxing must also be at the top of the marine and even the world government, and his arrangements. What foresight is this? In the future competition between the beasts and the world government, Vegapunk is becoming more and more optimistic about the beasts. After sighing in his heart, Vegapunk said, Lord Liu Oxing, since the world government has already set its sights on this place, should we leave immediately? Liu Oxing waved. No need. You have been running this future island for so many years. It's a pity to give up. It is an extremely suitable place for 4.1 as the science base of the 100 beasts. I will send troops to guard here. Liu Oxing took out a door. Vegapunk watched curiously. I saw people who looked exactly the same coming out of the door. Everyone is tall and burly, and the momentum is extremely amazing. An arbitrary door. Is this an arbitrary door? It's so great. It's incredible. It's a creation of God. Vegapunk didn't care about those clone troopers summoned from Germa by Liu Oxing at all. In his eyes, there is only any door. Vegapunk was so excited that he stretched out his trembling hands and stroked the door frame of any door like a treasure. For an obsessed scientist, an invention beyond his ability is the most precious thing in this world. 262. The Green Bull was shocked, and was shaken by the Conquerors, holding his head and screaming. Liu Oxing summoned thousands of clone troopers from any door. These clones are not only physically strong, but each of them has eaten man-made devil fruit and weirdo cells, and their strength is no less than that of a pirate with a bounty of hundreds of millions. With these people guarding Future Island, as long as the Marine headquarters does not send more than 2 Admiral-level powerhouses, Eggheart can be described as impenetrable. However, compared to the safety of his own situation, Vegapunk obviously cares more about any door. Made in heaven, made in heaven. Vegapunk touched any door and said excitedly, Master Liu Oxing, can you teach me to study this arbitrary door? I really want to know what its principle is. Liu Oxing agreed. Originally, he planned to hand over this arbitrary door to Vegapunk, so that Future Island and other sites of 100 beasts could be connected through the arbitrary door. As for Vegapunk will research the principle of arbitrary door, and even create an arbitrary door, Liu Oxing is not worried at all. After all, any door is not a product of this world. Even if Vegapunk is a genius, it is still too whimsical to understand the products of other worlds. At a high altitude a few kilometers away from Eggheart, the Green Bull is flying rapidly. Well, if you use the ability of Seraphim Expert, I won't be so tired from flying. The Seraph, the superior alternative to the pacifist, is Vegapunk's ultimate weapon research. Each Seraph has copied the abilities of the original 7 warlords of the sea, and also has the racial characteristics of Jin, with a pair of black wings on the back. The X-Bear mentioned by Green Bull refers to the Big Bear Seraphim. Big Bear Seraph also has the ability of the meatball fruit, which can bounce the Green Bull to the Future Island in an instant. And the reason why the Green Bull didn't do this, it's because Vegapunk has authority over Seraph's orders. After all, Vegapunk is the inventor of Seraphim. If the Green Bull is with Seraphim, wouldn't it be a helper for Vegapunk? Tilde. The Green Bull took a few breaths and looked into the distance. But it's finally coming. Uncle Vegapunk, don't blame me for being cruel. Green Bull and Vegapunk have known each other before, and even have a good relationship. But compared to the friendship with Vegapunk, Green Bulls are more loyal to celestial dragons. Since the 5 elders ordered him to kill Vegapunk, the Green Bull would not hesitate to do so. Allegiance to the celestial dragons, maintaining the rule of the world government. This is the justice of the Green Bull. The Green Bull picked up his speed. A moment later, he reached the sky above Eggheart. The Green Bull, who had a relaxed expression, suddenly changed his face when he saw the situation on Eggheart. Why are there so many soldiers? All of them are clones. When was Vegapunk created and where did he get the money? Green Bull subconsciously regarded the clone army on the island as Vegapunk. But then, he found out that something was wrong. No, not Vegapunk. That is, the Green Bull's pupils suddenly expanded to the maximum, and he said in amazement, that's 5 emperors. Liu Oxing. As the biggest threat to the world government today, Liu Oxing's appearance has already spread all over the world. As the loyal lackey of the celestial dragons, Green Bull has of course already deeply imprinted Liu Oxing's appearance in his mind. The Green Bull even fantasized that one day he would suck Liu Oxing up, as a gift to the 5 elders. It's just that the Green Bull never thought about it. How could he meet 5 Emperor Liu Oxing so early and so suddenly? Most importantly, he is alone. Although Green Bull is extremely confident in his own strength, he is not a fool. The 5 Emperors Liu Oxing's record is too dazzling. He thinks that if he fights alone, it is impossible to be his opponent. What to do? Under the horror of the Green Bull, the intention to retreat rose in his heart. No, how can I escape like this? After returning home, facing the accusations from the 5 elders, where will I save my face? The Green Bull gritted his teeth, took a few deep breaths, and stabilized his emotions. You must not turn around and run like a turtle. At least you have to go through a few tricks, and you can explain to the 5 elders when you go back. Although Green Bull thinks he can't defeat Liu Oxing alone, but with his dense fruit ability, as long as he wanted to run away wholeheartedly, it was absolutely impossible for 5 Emperor Liu Oxing to keep him. In this regard, Green Bull still has considerable confidence. Therefore, Green Bull pretended to be calm and said, I didn't expect that Liu Oxing, the 5 emperors, would be here. Uncle Vegapunk, you really have fallen. Vegapunk's eyes temporarily leave any door, and look at the Green Bull. Green cattle, good birds choose trees to live in. Since the world government is benevolent and unrighteous, don't blame the old man for changing the family. The Green Bull looked gloomy. He suddenly stretched out his palm and pressed it on the island. Viciously said, then don't blame me for being rude. The Green Bull has activated the ability of the dark fruit, and he wants to turn the whole of Eggheart into a forest. In this way, he might be able to take advantage of the cover of the forest and kill Vegapunk to complete the task. However, At the moment when the Green Bull was about to activate his ability, a calm but majestic voice suddenly rang in his ears. "Have I given you permission to do this?" The originally clear sky turned grey in an instant. A terrifying coercion descended on the top of the Green Bull. "Ah! This is..." The Green Bull hugged his head and screamed. "This is Conqueror's haki." "Ah, my head hurts." 263, God's punishment from heaven. The Green Bull died. Heart-throbbing Bonney. In the original book, the Green Bull is the newly appointed Marine Admiral after 2 years of summit war. But compared with Fujitora, which is dedicated to the common people, the Green Bull is the complete opposite, only loyal to the celestial dragons. Although he is known as the mother of the earth with the ability of sense and fruit, but in terms of haki and strength, he is mediocre. It's a disgrace to the Conquerors who was once shocked by the red-haired Shanks. And Liu Oxing's Conquerors today is even worse than red hair. Under the pressure of his overwhelming Conquerors, the Green Bull had a splitting headache and screamed. His heart is full of infinite horror. There is such a powerful Conquerors in the world. 5 Emperors Liu Oxing. It's too terrifying. Let's not kill Vegapunk in front of him. It's nice to save my own life. Escape. You must escape. Escape desperately. The Green Bull clenched his teeth, enduring the severe headache. No longer holding any fluke mentality, turn around and run away. Fortunately, he didn't land on the island. He was always in the sky. With the ability of the 4-leaf clover, the flying speed is very fast. This scene let Vegapunk look a little tongue-tied. A strong Marine Admiral, a Green Bull trusted by the world government. Liu Oxing was so frightened that he ran away after meeting each other. And Liu Oxing didn't even move a finger, just exuding momentum. At this time, Liu O moved. The figure disappeared instantly. When it reappeared, it was already standing in front of the direction where the Green Bull was fleeing. Liu Oxing held Yanmo in his hand, stepped on the void. His eyes were cold, and his expression was cold. Surrounded by purple-black Conqueror's airflow, it looks like a god who judges criminals. Quick! The Green Bull was horrified. He still underestimated the man in front of him. The opponent's speed clearly far surpasses him. You are the lackey of the celestial dragons, and you should be smashed to pieces to pay for your sins. The god sent judgment. Yaomo, the sword of hell, let out an excited and bloodthirsty sword cry. Zura demon god. Liu Oxing chopped off with a single blow. The pitch-black sword light, ignoring space and time, fell on the Green Bull in an instant. The Green Bull had no time to react. In an instant, it was completely covered by the pitch-black sword glow. It wasn't until darkness filled his eyes that the Green Bull realized that he was not far away from Shinigami. How could it be so helpless? Impossible. No, I will never die. I am a Logia sense and fruit-capable person. Even if this body is destroyed, I can still be reborn as a sapling. Yes, Sensengo's abilities are extraordinary. Even if the Green Bull is fatally injured, on the ground, new saplings will soon grow. The sapling will grow up in an instant and turn into an intact green cow again. It can be said, Green Bull may not be as good as the 3rd Admiral in terms of strength, and even has a gap with Fujitora, but his life-saving skills are absolutely top-notch. After all, the last thing the forest lacks is a steady stream of vitality, but Green Bull wanted to miss a little bit. He is not standing on the ground at this time. It was dark around him, and there was no sunlight for him to absorb. How can a sapling grow without the nourishment of the earth and the supply of sunlight? What's more, the pitch-black sword light cut out by Liu Oxing also covered the Conqueror's entanglement, restraining the Logia devil fruit in terms of compatibility. That is to say, it is already very difficult for the Green Bull to activate the ability of the dense fruit, and standing in the air, there is no condition for him to turn into a forest and spread out. After trying desperately, the green cow that turned into a new sapling at all was desperate in an instant. There is no doubt that the Green Bull was completely killed. His body was smashed to pieces, and his ashes disappeared. When the sky became clear again, everything sounds so easy, as if nothing just happened. Jewelry Bonney on the ground, looking up at Liu Oxing's figure, stared intently at him. She has always known that Liu Oxing is very strong, but unexpectedly he is so strong, killing a super strong man so easily. This man has already stood at the apex of this world. Bonney pursed his red lips. She had to admit that she couldn't help being moved by the man's peerless demeanor. The crisis of the Green Bull is lifted. After the 5 elders learned of the death of the Green Bull, they probably didn't dare to send people to assassinate Vegapunk. Jihad was safe for a short time. Liu Oxing laid out the development direction of Future Island. Discuss some knowledge about the ancient kingdom with Vegapunk again. Vegapunk's dream is to produce unlimited energy, which can be used by everyone in the world and benefit the world. This dream is helpful to his wife Yamato's ideal. Liu Oxing certainly supports this, and the more Vegapunk researches, the more he discovers that infinite energy seems to have existed in the ancient kingdom. That's why the 5 elders decided to wipe Vegapunk. Jewelry Bonney also talked to Vegapunk. The content of the conversation is naturally questioning why Vegapunk turned her father, Xa, into a slave of the Tanlong, of people. Vegapunk said helplessly, the old man is also forced to do nothing. In order to obtain financial support from the world government, the old man can only do what they ask. Pacifists, blazing angels, transforming bears, These things are all in order to obtain funds from the world government, and Vegapunk has to go. Angry Bonney still couldn't let go, and was about to beat up Vegapunk on the spot. Scared, Vegapunk fled. Tongue at night. When Liu Oxing was about to go to bed, Bonney actually took the initiative to knock on his door. Jewelry Bonney, who was always carefree, seemed a little awkward at this time. There was even a hint of blush on her pretty face. I want to ask you something. Jewelry middle. Bonney walked into Liu Oxing's room with long snow-white legs. 264. Bonney, who changes age at will, and wants to kill Vivi. Bonney, in her 20s, is the most youthful and beautiful age for a woman. In particular, Bonney's development is perfect, extremely thin where it should be thin, and very fat where it should be fat. A proper S-curve. Also, Bonney's devil fruit ability can also change his age at will, from a little girl to a mature royal sister. It is enough to meet all the requirements of a man. Liu Oxing admired Bonney's perfect body curves without hesitation, and finally landed on those wild snow-white long legs. Xinch Yunan couldn't help admiring a few times. Come on, what can I do for you? Liu Oxing said in a gentle voice. Bonney stopped when he was less than a foot away from Liu Crossing. The two can feel each other's breathing. Their eyes are even more tightly intertwined. With Bonney's carefree personality, his face was getting more and more red at this time. Bonney bit her red lip with her white teeth, as if it was something unspeakable. A moment later, she gritted her teeth violently, and shouted like a crazy woman, Jewelry Bonney, you are not a weak 403 little girl, there is nothing to be afraid of. Her eyes suddenly became very crazy. Proudly raised his chin, looked at Liu Oxing who was close at hand, and said, old lady, I want you to be my lady's person. 5 or 6 hours later. It was almost daylight outside. Liu Oxing stared blankly at the ceiling, as if he hadn't recovered yet. A moment later, he smiled wryly, held Bonney in his arms, and said, you, if you have anything to say, hurry up and say it. Bonney looked limp. Hearing this, she finally revealed the purpose of her coming here tonight. I want you to help me save my father and avenge the celestial dragons. Liu Oxing was slightly taken aback. That's it? What's your expression? ? Bonney angrily sat up from Liu Oxing's arms, looked at almond eyes and said, isn't that reason enough? No, it's full, very full. Liu Oxing's tone was sincere. Suspicion flashed across Bonney's beautiful eyes, and he hummed immediately, I have no other way to ask you. I have no choice but to make a bad move. Do you think my mother is willing? Liu Oxing couldn't help but laugh. Bonney, a female leopard, no matter how honest her body is, she will definitely not be submissive in her mouth. Liu Oxing did not expose it, and said with a smile, okay, I agree to your request. This is my promise to you. Correspondingly, from now on, you will be my woman. Bonney breathed a sigh of relief when he heard that. Rescue her father from Mary Joyce and avenge the celestial dragons. For others, such a request is no different from the Arabian Nights. But the man in front of him agreed without even thinking about it. Her choice tonight was indeed correct. Jewelry Bonney didn't show the joy in his heart. Instead, he showed a stubborn look of refusal to admit defeat, and shouted, what is your woman? You are obviously my wife's man. While Liu Oxing was bickering with Bonney, there was a magnitude 10 earthquake in the world government. Between rights, the 5 elders were furious. Damn. It's that bastard Liu Oxing again. He actually killed the Green Bull. Not only failed to get rid of Vegapunk, but also caused us to lose a powerful force. Hateful. The 5 old men were furious, but they could only be incompetent and crazy, because they have nothing to do with Liu Crossing. Even if the entire marine headquarters is mobilized, the chances of winning against hundreds of beast regiments are not high. Unless use the final law of the world government, the national treasure of Mary Joyce. But only Mistrum has the authority to use the national treasure. The situation is getting worse and worse. We must report this to Master Im. One suggested. The other 4 all agreed. The 5 old men went to Im's residence together. Im was still as mysterious as before. He couldn't see his face clearly, only a pair of spiral eyes could be vaguely seen. Even hearing the reports from the 5 elders about the killing of the Green Bull and the mutiny of the Vegapunk, his eyes didn't seem to change much either. I know about this, Im's voice said. Don't worry about the beast's pirates for now. Now, you go and kill this girl. Im threw out a portrait. The 5 elders, kneeling on the ground, looked hastily. The portrait is of a beautiful young girl with sea blue hair. If Liu Oxing was here, he would be able to recognize him at a glance. The girl in the painting turned out to be Princess Vivi of Alabaster. In the original book, I'm going to kill 2 girls. One is Poseidon Shirahoshi and the other is Vivi. What kind of secret is there in Vivi that can make the mysterious Lord Im want to deal with it quickly? Coincidentally, 3 days later, after Liu Oxing fully experienced the beauty of Bonney's random age change, also planning to go to Alabaster. If you like this audiobook, subscribe the channel for more videos like this and join my Patreon if you want to support me. Leave some comment and let me know if you guys like this story, or you have a web novel you like and want to hear its audiobook. I will be happy to create them for you. Please like, share, and leave a comment on the video.